so keep that in mind.
Yeah, hey, forget I asked.
That'll definitely do.
Ew. Join the Discord.
It was the least fun I've ever had playing this game.
A small but vibrant and extremely humble community.
No, I've seen the sleeves, but I'm like, you said you're suiting up, and then you put your sleeve on. Thank you for saying that.
Because I'm a demon on the keys.
Next thing I know, we're both dead. I immediately left the lobby.
In Vietnam.
What are they playing for? Are they playing to win?
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
We are live. Welcome to... Ooh. Tanner said he was going to burp, but it was me. What an engaging
I had a few just
podcast.
now.
Yeah.
While I was muted, I had a few little warm-ups. Yeah.
Little opening acts. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Dropshot Call of Duty podcast, episode number 198. My name is... I almost said my name is Tanner. That was going to be very weird. My name is Casey, and absolutely not fucking Tanner, because my parents don't hate me that much. Also known as Razinon, and I am joined, wearing his trusted podcast hat, by my good friend Tanner. Tanner, how you doing, little bud?
Yep.
Got it. Has COVID fried your brain? Because it's not looking great right now so far.
Yeah, sure.
Are you
whatever.
over your COVID 100%, would you say?
Yeah.
You be tasting them things now, or what?
Oh, I've been tasting, yeah.
You just tasting?
It was muted for like 4 days. That was about it.
That's not bad at all.
It was never completely gone.
Yeah.
It was just muted a little bit, you know?
Well,
like I mute you when you start talking too much.
Got it. Well, he's
which
back
is all the time.
He's back in action. He's ready to do his fucking job. He's ready to belch. And welcome to the show. So today we have a lot to talk about in the news section. Less so in the patches section, but we'll of course get into it. But today is going to be an episode on the biggest news surrounding Call of Duty / Activision that we've had in a very fucking long time. Extremely big, giant news. We're talking Fox News interviews, CNN, MSNBC, interviews with Bobby Kotick type news. Now, you might be thinking, oh, the email's finally leaked, and he's being accused on a scale that dwarfs Bill Cosby. Shockingly,
allegedly.
No, that's not what he's on the news for. We'll get into why he is, in fact, on the news, though. Big story. Many of you probably already know what we're referring to. But before we get into that, we've got a couple of announcements. And before that, let me share, for all of you who are new listening, we start the program with announcements. You can skip them if you want. There are timestamps below in the video description on YouTube or in the show notes on a podcast app. If you want to skip the announcements, get right into the content of the episode, you can do that. Go look at the timestamps, skip ahead. If not, here are some announcements. So a lot to talk about, as I said, but first, welcome. And here we go. And see, this is what we like to see. Okay. So last week was embarrassing. It was embarrassing for us as content creators, as citizens of Earth, as conscious creatures, and it was embarrassing much more for you guys. And today we've rectified that situation. This week we've gotten a lot of new patrons, a lot of smart people with big brains, and we're going to welcome them aboard. Rags Daddy, and it's ruined. Awful name, but welcome as a new gold patron. Next, this is the best Patreon name I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to get Tanner's input, but here's the name of this new patron. Just wanted the bonus EPs. I don't know why I coughed, but just wanted the bonus EPs is the name of that new patron. There's no avatar. He just wanted the bonus EPs, and that's why he joined the Patreon. And that's perfectly fine. That's why we would expect someone to join, to go to patreon.com/thedropshot and sign up, because they just want the bonus EPs. That's
what you'd be expecting, yeah.
Yes, exactly. That is the biggest offering we have on the Patreon, 5 bonus EPs a month. This individual just wanted the bonus EPs, so he joined the Patreon just for the bonus EPs, and we appreciate that. So welcome aboard, Bud. Shady Warrior, hate it, but welcome. Brock, okay. Weird name. The name's not very common these days, but welcome, Brock. Appreciate it, bud. Bailey M. Welcome aboard, bud. Don't make an avatar on Patreon. You don't need to. And Seth C. A lot of new gold patrons, and we love it and appreciate it. Boys and girls, welcome aboard. And we appreciate you joining patreon.com/thedropshot for 5 bonus episodes a month and more, which we will get into, actually. Community events, hangouts, customs, we'll get into it. Also, a founding father of the MHA Disco Dick Dan, a patron, has upgraded from gold to platinum for that extra juicy Q&A ep each and every fucking month. A founding father of the MHA Disco Dick Dan, welcome, bud.
What is that?
I don't know what it is.
What is that?
I hate it. I can't stand it, but I am glad he's upgraded to platinum. What? Yeah. Go ahead, Tanner.
I just don't know what it means. Is this like from a movie or something? Like, what is that? A founding father of the MHA Disco Dick Dan.
It must be from a movie, yeah.
I don't watch movies, so it could be.
Yeah, and yeah, no matter what it's from, it's not good. It's awful. And I'm surprised Patreon lets you have a name that long, by the way. That's shocking, also. But either way, welcome aboard, King. Appreciate it, I guess. No, for real, thank you for the upgrade, dude. Very kind of you. And also, last, but certainly not least, James H., a new annual gold patron, saving 12% or 16%, I don't remember which, on his membership. James, welcome aboard, brother.
Nice.
The Dropshot Patreon for the year, dude. And it's a good time to go annual, by the way, because we're entering season 3 of the Dropshot soon, which we'll get into in 9 days. But James, welcome aboard. To all of our new patrons, thank you guys very much. On a very serious note, Patreon's the best way to support the program. It is how we are able to bring you this top caliber, high tier commentary and analysis of this video game you all hate to love, Call of Duty. So once again, patreon.com/thedropshot, 5 bonus episodes a month, weekly hangouts, and more. Take a look around the website, see which tier interests you most, and sign up. And then in February, there will be different and new fun and exciting offerings at each of those tiers, and you can evaluate at that time as well, and then sign up. So, thank you. Or if you don't give a fuck about bonus episodes and you want to just give us money, that works too. So, patreon.com/thedropshot. Yeah. Thank you guys, for real. All of our new patrons, very much. We appreciate you. Now, a couple of announcements here. We just released our last Patreon ep. Speaking of patrons, we did an episode on Caldera Deeper Impressions, and I quite enjoyed this episode. Tanner and I had seen a viral Twitter picture. We saw it from Swag, FaZe Swag. He posted a picture of an altered map of Caldera, and it had capital relocated toward peak. And he was like, man, I wish the map was like this. And this sparked an idea in our heads. So in this Caldera Deeper Impressions episode, we talked about that, whether or not it was a good idea and why or why not. And then we also just kind of gave some more commentary, analysis, and thoughts on Caldera as a map.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a very good episode. I thought it was pretty insightful. And I thought it was a pretty good kind of preamble to the roundtable we're going to have this Saturday. How did you enjoy doing our Caldera Deeper Impressions episode? Because it was a little different than most of the Patreon episodes we do, because it was kind of, part of it was like react content almost to that tweet. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was good because, I mean, everyone, I feel like Swag and all of these other people that were looking at this map and they're like, yo, this would be so dope, didn't really actually think about it. So we kind of did that for them and kind of gave some analysis on what may actually change with the flow and everything, and just, just more thoughts on the map that we've had that we haven't necessarily said on regular episodes before. So I thought it was pretty insightful, as you said.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed it, and that's kind of on a serious note. That's kind of what our Patreon episodes are like. So, on Wednesdays we cover news and patches and shit, and we give commentary and all that. And then on Saturdays we kind of do more big picture stuff, where we get very analytical rather than fucking news anchory, and those are fun too. But Patreon doing 4 bonus episodes every month really allows us to get very, very detailed and granular about like very specific topics that we just wouldn't have time to do on in the regular schedule. So if you're like really interested in Call of Duty, the Patreon's good for that reason. We talk like super detailed shit. Like, okay, which blue perk should we use in Warzone? And then we'll talk about it for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, we just don't have time to do that on a Saturday episode. But
just get real deep in there, yeah.
Yeah, just get balls deep. So if that's something that sounds interesting to you, join the goddamn Patreon. That last episode was one such episode. For those of you who are Platinum and Damascus patrons, we do a 5th bonus episode where we answer your guys' questions that come in via Discord. So make sure, by the way, if you're a patron especially, join the fucking Discord, link your Patreon account to your Discord account. There's a guide in Discord, shows you how to do it with pictures. It's very easy. And then if you're Platinum or Damascus, you'll see a new channel where you can ask us questions for that once a month Patreon, Damascus, and Platinum only Q&A episode. You can only ask the questions there. You can only hear the answers. That episode we've just done, it is going live on the 21st at 3 a.m. Pacific time. If you're here live, then that'll be tomorrow morning. If you're listening on an app, then the Patreon Q&A is already live. So enjoy. And it was fine. It was a good episode, I would say. It was interesting. Yeah. It was better than most of the dog shit questions you guys
The last
asked.
couple have been pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
I've been surprised by you, so thank you.
So, shockingly, yeah. Shockingly, for sure. So,
I mean,
anyway.
it can only get worse from here, so I'm sure the next one will be
from here.
Terrible. Yeah.
Of course, yeah. So, Tanner, what is this next announcement? Because you've written some words down here, some passionate words.
Okay.
Tell us about these words you've written down.
All right, you absolute imbeciles. People have been asking since Caldera came out. You guys have been begging. Tomorrow night, if you're listening to this on an app, it's tonight. Friday, the 21st, 7 p.m. Pacific time, of course. We will be doing Warzone customs on Caldera if we get enough people. We won't have enough people to do the full thing regardless. It won't be full BR because we're not going to queue with 30 players onto the entire map. So it'll probably be like mini Royale on Caldera or some shit. We need like 24 people to show up. And you guys better show up because you know what? Some of you have been fucking begging every single week asking for this. So we made the announcement. You guys better show the fuck up or we will never do this again. Never. Ever. This happens every time. I think the last time we tried to do it, people begged for it. We couldn't get enough people to fill a lobby. You guys didn't fucking show up. So if we don't get enough people to even start the game, you can say goodbye forever to customs. Never, ever again will we do them. It's really that simple.
It is that simple.
So come out 7 p.m. It's open to all patrons, including the gold freeloaders, close to freeloaders, peasants, shitbags.
Yeah.
Pieces of shit, gold patrons. You guys are allowed to come, but Platinum and Damascus are more allowed to come because we like them better. But yeah, 7 p.m. Pacific. Yeah. We need like 24 to start, I think it's something like 24. That. 21.
21 or 24.
You guys better figure it out. If we get close and we're like a couple people off, we'll just tell some of you dipshits to invite your friends or something. But, we will tag all of you in the Discord tomorrow and piss everyone off. Don't worry. But you guys better show up if you're home. Figure it out.
Yes, indeed. So that is what we're doing. Because, you guys really like, you think you'll really like customs. You'll see. And so for many of you who are newer to the program, we used to do customs pretty much every week. There was a stretch of probably 6 to 8 weeks where we did customs with our patrons every single week. And it started off really fun, and then it got tedious Because what would happen is the really good players would all be on the same team every game and shit all over everyone else. And then we tried to break them up, and then they would loophole their way around and figure it out somehow. And they would always manage to just ruin it for the dads with a 0.8 KD who are just trying to like have fun and meet and like use a different gun than they would normally use. And they're getting slide canceled by meta loadouts against people with 8 KDs. Yeah. 4 of them on the same team. So
yeah,
that's going to happen again, by the way. So if you think this is going to be fun, keep that energy. And I want you to come and I want you to think about how much fun you expected to have when these stacking pests just
rodents
one frame you. And in before loadout, by the way. And then
with an EM2 and
then you're
OTS.
spectating for the rest of the game within a minute. And then I want you to remember how much you begged and how fun you thought customs would be when your night is ruined precipitously and each and every Warzone custom match that we do. I want you to remember. That's all. So I'll say this also. Are we doing the team captain shit again? No. Are we doing any rules? No. Don't cheat. And also don't stack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fucking get in the lobby. I can look at what the squad compositions are. Right before we start, I'm going to do a once over of the squads. And if I see some stackers, I'm going to say, join a different goddamn team or I'm banning you. You're out. You're out. You're out. And it's that simple. Am I going to miss people? Yes. Because there are many people who are very good who I just don't know are that good because I haven't played with them or anything. And then they're going to ruin the game. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to try my best, guys. But when you die to a team of really good players, don't get mad at me because I tried. Okay? I really did, man. I gave it a once over and it won't be enough. It will not be enough. So anyway, let's have fun though. Can't wait for the customs though. Smile. So.
Yeah, and for the new people that have never done it before, it's been a while, you'll start seeing people in the patron voice chat around like 7 p.m.
Yeah, we'll be in
bit
channel
before
1.
That. Everyone just join that. You'll start joining on Raz. Raz will form the lobby early. You do have to make your own loadouts in private matches, so nothing will transfer over. So you have to set your operator if you want to set your little tiny rose skin because you're scared, and then you have to set up all of your classes skin.
Yes.
So we will again remind everyone tomorrow. But yeah, figure it out. Show up. It could be fun if you guys show up and the stacking pests don't ruin it. Who are the stacking pests? Let's call them out. I can't think of most of them right now.
Oh, I can. Cope Cowboy, L2K Greatness. He was the worst offender. Jax,
yeah.
Let's see, Bango.
Bango, yeah.
God, I can't think of any more right now either. I'm positive there were more.
Oh, there were a ton of them. Yeah,
there were a lot more than that.
Yeah. Who? Oh man,
Grim,
who were the
Grim.
Was Grim? I don't think Grim was a stacking pest.
Yes, he was. Fuck you,
was
Grim.
He? Okay, fuck you, Grim.
Yeah,
Grim was a stacking pest.
Absolutely.
Got it.
Who else was there? I think Ronnie too. Ronnie was a stacking pest.
Ronnie.
We might have the team captain document still. Pretty much everyone who... Literally all
Goat used to be a stacking pest. Goat used to be the worst offender, actually.
Oh, Goat. Yeah, Goat.
Goat was the
really
biggest
bad.
stacking pest.
Yeah, real dog
Goat
shit.
would sit
real
up in
piece of
tower
shit.
with a Car 98 and just beam kids on Rebirth.
Yeah. And those are the people who ruined customs. Literally all of you plus whoever we're forgetting. It is
basically
only
everyone on the
your
round
guys'
table
fault.
tomorrow.
Yeah, correct.
On Saturday.
Oh, Cam was a stacking rat pest. Yeah.
Rodent.
Everyone who was good except Jake. Jake was the only person who actually tried to not stack, and he also never used meta loadouts. He was the only one.
True.
And he would still win because he's better than everyone else, but at least he made an honest effort. Because if you're really good, we're not saying to not try. You can try your hardest, just don't be on a team with other good players and don't use meta guns all the time. That's all
you
we're
can't
asking.
not try also.
Exactly.
People that call out tryhards, it's harder for them to not try than it is for them to just play normal. That's difficult to just be shit.
It's impossible.
So it's not, it's impossible.
So yeah, if you're really good, we're not asking you to just like never slide or something. We're just saying don't use a fucking STG and a well gun. That's what we're asking.
I would say put down the Car 98 and Swiss, because I already know there will be 10 people with those. Yeah.
Just don't use any meta guns and don't get on teams with other people you know are really good. That's all. That's all I want. And then you can use your shit guns on your shit team and try as hard as you possibly can. Mm-hmm. That's what we want. But none of you have ever done that except Jake. So fuck all of you.
Yeah.
And if you're not sure if you're like good enough or not, then you're not. So play how you want.
Then you're trash. Yeah.
Look, if you have a 1.1 KD or lower, use your best loadout possible and get on a team with all the good players you can. That's fine. I don't care. Yeah. But if you have a fucking 3 KD, stop it. You know who you are.
Yeah. So
anyways, we belabored this point enough. But fuck, what else was I going to say? On a serious note, yeah, it'll be fun, I think. It's been a long enough time where I think we'll have a good time. And also, the only way you'll be able to join the voice channel where this is organized is if you join the Discord, which is linked in the show notes, and then link your Patreon account to your Discord account. Otherwise, you will not be able to play in the customs. So join Discord, link the accounts, and then you're going to see a voice channel called Channel 1, and then you're going to join it, and then we'll figure it out. That's how it's done. But you get those accounts linked before Friday so that it's all easy and seamless for you. It doesn't take long. It takes 30 seconds, but for some of you, you're going to have problems, and that's fine. So do it now, and then you'll be ready. But it's going to be a good time. I'm excited on a very serious note. So there you go. And then another, again, just to quickly remind you, we're almost done here. Warzone Roundtable, this 22nd in 2 days on Saturday, 12 p.m. Pacific time. Be there. Be there for moral support. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to this roundtable more than any we've ever done yet. I think it's going to be a really good time. So please be there. And then episode 200 celebration the following Saturday, the 29th at a time that we have not decided yet. I don't know when we're going to do this.
We were supposed to figure that out like 3 episodes ago, and we just still haven't. Yeah. 3 o'clock. Do you want to do 3 o'clock?
No, because I think it's going to be long, and I want to eat first. I honestly am thinking like 6 or 7.
Oh, we're not doing that. No.
Got it.
I mean, we're absolutely not doing that. I'm going on a Jeep day trip the next day and waking up at probably 6 a.m. So no, we're not doing that.
Okay.
Why can't you eat before 3? What does that even mean?
Because I'm not hungry.
That's insane.
I just won't be hungry, man.
You're just such a shit little boy, honestly.
I might be able to work something out.
How can you not be hungry at 3 p.m.? We'll figure it out. Maybe 3 or 4. 4 may be a good time. 7 p.m. Eastern.
Whatever. We'll decide later. But at a time, Saturday the 29th, it's going to be a very big episode. A lot of announcements for the program. So, yeah. Other than that, Tanner, any other announcements from you?
No.
Got it. If you're listening for the jingle, here it is. All right. A lot of love and support. Holy shit, man. Devalica, hate it, change it, with a $10 United States dollar donation. I've been listening to the pod for over a year, and I'm here to finally join the community. Thanks for all you guys do, for all the laughs. Let's go, buddy. Dav, thank you, dude. Welcome to the community, brother. Just entering balls deep. An absolute king, man. Dav, thank you very much for the bones, dude. Much appreciated. Grimothy with the 5 gifted subs. Holy shit. Independently wealthy. Lot of total gifted subs. We love and appreciate it. Grim, thank you very much.
Stacking Pest.
Stacking Pest. Yeah, this does not absolve you of your sins, but it helps. What's it called? The sale of indulgences. We'll sell some indulgences. Grim, thank you very much for the 5 gifted subs, brother. On top of many, many, many before. Really appreciate it. And Primitive Eclipse resubbed with the tier 1 3 months in a row. Eclipse, thank you, dude. Welcome back, brother. Enjoy that new sub badge. Kings, thank you all very much. All right, welcome to the show. Lot to talk about today. Let's get into it. First, playlist updates. Your weekly Warzone playlist is now live. We've got Vanguard Royale quads. We've got Plunder trios. We still have every regular BR mode. and Rebirth Resurgence trios and quads. Rebirth Resurgence duos and Vanguard Plunder trios are out. So cool.
So VG Royale is in this week, and then I think it's gone for another week or two, by the way. So if you guys like Vanguard Royale, this is the week to play.
Yes, which a lot of people do still,
Yeah.
surprisingly. So yeah, get in on that while you can. So there you go. And then for Vanguard, we've got Zone Blitz, Trifecta TDM, which is Red Star, Gavutu, and Oasis. God, that's a terrible playlist. Oh my God, that's the worst
what
playlist.
was it? Try Red Star. Oh my God.
That's like among the 3 worst maps in Vanguard.
Oh my God. Did they
playlist.
Purposely try to make the shittiest
That's
trifecta
really bad.
possible? That's insane.
Yeah, real shit.
Shout out to Sledgehammer for that playlist.
Yeah, awesome. Sledgehammer. And then Patrol, Combat Pacing, Assault. I think that's the first playlist we've ever seen that has a dedicated pacing, actually. Oh no, that's not true.
No, that's there's been hundreds of them.
They've had
Really,
it in the name Blitz. Yeah, got it. So
yeah.
Anyway, cool. Patrol Assault though, that's a playlist I would actually queue for. That's perfect. That sounds cool. Ship House 24/7 and Champion Hill duos trios are still in also. So all right, there you go. Now patch notes. Changes already in effect. Very little to talk about, but something in terms of patch notes. So here we have something for Vanguard. This is for Vanguard multiplayer. This happened today, in fact, the 20th of January. A couple little bug fixes here. Long shots now count when achieved through incendiary rounds damage over time. That's kind of interesting. Corrected unintended behavior with Buck and Slug, which resulted in players getting headshot bonuses when shooting limbs. Fun. I'm glad that got fixed. I didn't know that was a problem, but good. Glad it's not anymore. Players with the Fortified perk are no longer immune to any fire damage, including Flame Knot, Incendiary Grenade. Okay, this explains it, Tanner. Remember I was confused because some guy was taking no damage from my Flame Knot?
Yeah.
And then I assumed he was running Dauntless, which does give you a fire immunity. And then I got burned with fucking Dauntless. It's because the people I was trying to kill apparently had Fortified and not Dauntless, and it was bugged to take no damage from Flame Knot.
Got it.
That's what happened. Okay, so now we know. I was so confused. Okay, so that was supposedly a bug, which is now supposedly fixed. Let's see. Anyways.
Maybe.
Fixed an issue where some players would not retain their kill streaks in between rounds. So for like search and destroy. Users can no longer gain infinite ammo with a kill streak bug exploit.
Cool.
Okay.
It's good.
Akimbo double barrel shotgun damage has been reduced. That is good. And then Buck and Slug has also been reduced. The range has been reduced for Buck and Slug on all shotguns. And then they adjusted CDL recipes. Huh? Hey, why is rule set auto-correcting to recipes? Very interesting. Anyways, I'm not reading this. This doesn't matter. And then some zombie shit that also doesn't matter. So pretty small patch overall, but there you go. Cool. Just a couple little buggy boys. And then there was also a small Warzone patch today with some bug fixes. Some more collision issues were supposedly fixed. They said this last update so people wouldn't kill me through a fucking in the inside of a building at airfield. Didn't stop though, so now they've said they've fixed more. We'll see. And then some other little bugs that I don't think mattered. Fixed an issue causing the regular / advanced UAV rewards from Big Game Bounty and Top Secret contracts to not trigger if the player was in a vehicle or anti-air gun. That's good to know. Do you remember, Tanner? We got a Big Game Bounty kill, and because I was the one who picked it up, I was in a vehicle at the time. We killed the guy. We didn't get the advanced UAV. That was the bug. If I was in a
I've gotten that
vehicle.
bug numerous times. I didn't like notice it was anything vehicle related at all. So hopefully,
stacker.
Hopefully that was the only issue with it. But I had this bug. I mean, probably 5+ times on Caldera so far. It's been pretty common. So hopefully that is actually fixed, because that's nice. Because we had one late game and we had picked it up, and we got the kill and just didn't get an advanced UAV. It's like, cool, awesome, thanks.
Yeah,
really could have used that right now, going into Capital against 30 other players.
I know. So yeah, because it would just randomly not work. We didn't figure out why, but apparently it's because we were in vehicles. So that's good to know. And then they changed the damage on a katana.
Got it.
Cool, man.
I would rather them leave that out of the patch notes, actually.
Yeah, I'd rather they delete the whole fucking weapon, but whatever. So anyway, that's it.
Yeah.
Not much in terms of patch notes, and we will in this very, very large news section, there's a lot of news to talk about, discover why there were not very many patch notes and what we can expect going forward. So Tanner, why don't you kick us right the fuck off here? What do we got here with this first little item?
Okay, we have an announcement straight from Call of Duty. Call of Duty is the video game we play.
It is, yeah.
Season 2 has been delayed. So Vanguard Warzone Season 2 was supposed to release on February 2nd. It has now officially been pushed back to Valentine's Day, February 14th. That doesn't matter because none of you guys have girlfriends, none of you have boyfriends. You guys don't even have friends, really. So that doesn't matter. So that date is fine. So they said, our priority is your gameplay experience. So blah, blah, they've rescheduled start of Season 2. We'll use this added time across development to fix game stability as well as bugs, to ensure an overall level of polish for players, and to deliver updates including optimizations to gameplay and game balance. So that is great to hear. That is what we want to hear. Keep delaying shit like that to get the game in a better spot, for console players and whatnot primarily. So I love this. This is fantastic. I don't feel like we need another season at all right now anyways, because it all still feels so new to me that I think this is a great change. This isn't hurting anything. So this is good to hear.
And this is kind of what Tanner had been talking about, because we're prophets, we're oracles. This is what Tanner was talking about weeks ago. He was like, yeah, don't expect anything real until February at the earliest. And he's literally exactly right. Because that's actually what they're saying. Is like, yeah, you guys aren't getting new shit because we're not ready yet. We need to fix more of the many, many bugs and problems and instability issues in the game before we do that. And this is, of course, preferred to them rushing out Season 2, not having all the bugs from Season 1 fixed, and then introducing new bugs when Season 2 comes out, and then being way behind the 8 ball. So this is a good thing, and here's what now will happen. By February 14th, most of the bugs and instability will be ironed out, because we hashtag have faith in Raven here at the Dropshot of Call of Duty podcast. And then Season 2 will come out on Valentine's Day, which doesn't matter to you guys, as Tanner said. And then there's going to be new bugs, but then they'll only have to fix Season 2 bugs rather than Season 1 bugs and Season 2 bugs at the same time. And this is a good thing. And people on Twitter, of course, mauling about this. And of course they are. People mauled when they release patches or seasons that are buggy. And then they also mauled when they delay them to fix the bugs, which is what they had asked for in the first place. So which is it, community? Figure it out. But they won't, because that's what gamers do, complain about everything. And fine, figure it out. It's fine, doesn't matter. But this is what the adults in the community should expect, or should want. Is a small delay, and it's from the 2nd to the 14th. I mean, it's like a week and 2 weeks basically, but that's not that big of a deal. Keep leveling your guns or grinding for atomic or something.
Yeah, something, or just using an unlock tool.
It's a 12-day delay, and it's a delay for a new season, by the way. It's not like the game is getting delayed, like another game is getting delayed. That shit does annoy me, and it makes me sad. When Battlefield got delayed, I was like, God damn it, because I was like genuinely excited. But you guys, you shouldn't be that excited for Season 2. Be excited. It's going to be cool. It's going to be new shit. It's going to be fun. But, I don't know. An extra 2 weeks for a new season is not that big of a deal, in my opinion. No, so I think this is a good thing, and I'm glad to see it. So,
yeah,
for sure.
They also went on to say a little bit more about it, like, we feel your frustrations and hear you loud and clear, blah, blah. They've deployed other updates. We're going to use this additional development time to deliver updates, including, they also said, weapon and equipment balancing. So not too sure what equipment needs to be balanced, to be honest. I hope they don't nerf the shit out of stims. I can see them doing that because they see all of the Warzone chads posting stim shot clips, so I'm sure they'll nerf that to the ground. Talking about game stability, bugs. And then they also mention ensuring a level of polish across Vanguard, Cold War, and Modern Warfare. So you'll probably see some updates to Modern Warfare multiplayer here as well to fix all the issues with that. And then, blah, blah. I guess that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, that's, these are good things. I had a comment. I think you're right, by the way, because that is telling, and I'm glad you pointed that out. Including optimizations to gameplay, game balancing, including weapon and equipment balancing. That's interesting. So, like, weapon balancing is something Tanner and I have continued to expect to see. There's still more weapon balancing to be done. I don't know exactly what, but something's OP right now, and we're not really sure what it is yet, but people are going to figure it out. I suspect there's some LMG that's really fucking good still, and it probably needs to be addressed. And there are a lot of ARs that are still shit that need to be buffed. So we've expected that, and that is, again, going to come. We just got more confirmation, but that's woefully unsurprising. But equipment balancing is kind of an interesting, surprising thing for them to mention that I wouldn't have necessarily expected. But if they are going to do equipment balancing, the only thing I can even think of is stims. Yeah. Because what else needs to be changed?
Nothing at all. Yeah, I mean, stims don't need to be changed either, but I can see them nerfing them.
Yeah, I don't even think stims need to be addressed. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that the slower the time to kill is in general, the better stims become. Because you have more time to heal before you get downed or whatever. So
yeah, that's a good point.
Maybe that's what they're thinking too, and they want to preemptively tone the effectiveness of stims down in some way prior to them attempting to raise the TTK. What do you think they would do if they were going to balance a stim?
I think the only thing they would change, I can see them doing something with the movement speed on it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, making it either so you sprint slower than what it is now, or just reducing the time. Because what does it last right now when you start sprinting? Is it like 3 seconds or something?
In-game, I think it says a short burst of speed, but I don't know what the actual timer is on it.
Yeah. I can see them cutting that in half or something ridiculous. No, it's longer than that. It's longer than a second. It's
I don't think
in
so,
between 1 and 3 probably. It lasts a little while. I don't know. But
maybe. I don't know.
But I just think it'd be something to do with that, with the movement probably. Nothing to do with the actual like healing part of it, I don't believe. So, but yeah, I just can't think of any other equipment that would need to be changed. Equipment, tacticals, nothing. I can't. None of it needs to be changed, really, unless they buff them even more.
That's what I'm thinking, actually.
Yeah.
They might see some equipment that is very underrepresented, and they might buff it. So, like, I see very few frag grenades, for example.
Even though they buff those a lot.
Yeah, exactly. So they might want to buff those again, or like snapshot grenades. I don't see those ever, really. So they might want to buff those too. I could see them doing things like that also. But the most obvious... I think, is stims. Yeah, I think you're probably right about that.
Yeah, I die so much less to lethals on Caldera than on Verdansk. Like, I don't think I've ever died to a lethal besides like someone throwing a C4 and blowing up my car. That's honestly it. I've never died to a Semtex on this map. I've never died to a thermite. It's just always I die to someone's gun. So like, what needs to be balanced with any tacticals or lethals? I don't know.
Yeah. So we'll see. I am curious. I wonder if they count field upgrades as equipment, but I think they would have said field upgrades. Because I wish they would have said field upgrade balancing. That would have been great. We've made dead silence give you 200% louder footsteps. That would have been awesome to see.
Yeah.
But anyways, all right. So yeah, let's move on here. What's this next item, Tanner?
Next step here. So this, I don't know. I posted the link for this clip if you want to pull it up and watch it or show it to stream. It's up to you. So basically, this is a clip Joe posted. And people are assuming this is Ricochet putting in some work here. Basically, in this clip, Joe Wo's at peak. There's a guy below him, very close, starts shooting at him. He hits every single bullet on him, but Joe Wo doesn't take a point of damage. Nothing. But this guy just beams him every single time. So, and then Joe Wo says, like, right away, he's like, this guy's cheating. This guy's cheating, and his bullets weren't doing anything to me. Like, he just hits him about 8 times and takes 0 damage to him. So I guess what everyone's thinking, this has been happening quite a bit. There's another viral clip going around right now of this guy on Rebirth. It's like a 2.5-minute video. This guy streams, of course, on Facebook or something, just blatantly cheats.
It is Facebook, yeah.
And he is using like that soft aim where you don't even have to aim at someone, and his bullets are not hitting and killing anyone, and he's just getting mad. He's like, dude, what are my bullets doing?
Yeah.
But he's mad that his bullets aren't, he's getting hit markers, but no one's dying. It's so funny. Yes. So what everyone's assuming, it's not technically confirmed, this is probably what it is. Ricochet is somehow nerfing you if you have extremely high accuracy or near perfect accuracy. So the game can detect, I guess, if every single bullet is hitting that you fire, they're like, oh, something is wrong with this, and the bullets just aren't doing damage. So this is interesting to see. There's been a lot of good players as well talking about how shit the hit reg is. So there is a Black Helicopters portion of this too that, you know, really top tier Warzone pros basically are getting worse hit reg because their accuracy is better. I'm not sure what I think about that, but there's been a shitload of them talking about that too.
Yes. So this opens a whole, not just a can of worms, but like an industrial sized tub of worms, because there is just so much to say about this. So first of all, is this Ricochet at work? Of course it is. Because that Joe took probably 10% of one plate of total damage from 20 bullets hitting him, 15, 20 bullets hitting him. There's no gun that could do that little damage. No matter where you're shooting from, no matter where on the body you're being shot, you can't do that little damage to someone. It's not possible. So there is something going on there. And it's not bad hit reg, because bad hit reg would mean your bullet doesn't do any damage. You don't get registration. That's what hit reg means. So it's not bad hit reg. This is absolutely something going on with Ricochet for sure, or some other in-game on purpose thing that's happening.
Yeah.
So my first question here is, so the theory is that it's being done because if the game detects that you're landing every single bullet on the exact same pixel on another person's character model, you have to be cheating. So they snap into you do no damage kind of algorithm or whatever, and then you stop doing any damage. I think that's actually a super reliable way to know if someone's cheating, because that's how aimbots work as far as I understand, is like you set it to like solar plexus. So then if you start shooting someone, literally every single bullet lands in the exact same spot because your aimbot like locks onto it and just follows it. And that is inhuman. That's impossible to do. Even if you have like aim assist, you're not hitting at the exact same pixel every single time. You basically have to be cheating to do that. You're not going to get lucky and hit the same pixel 4 bullets in a row, maybe 2. But even if the guy's standing totally still, every gun has some recoil. You're not going to be hitting the same pixel every time. It's like you basically have to be cheating for that to happen. So that's cool. But my first question though is like, okay, why doesn't if Ricochet realizes that you're cheating and then is able to implement a damage nerf to you in real time? Here's an idea. Why not just fucking ban the guy in real time instead?
Yeah.
What is the point of this? Like, I actually don't understand what the point is. And Swag posted a YouTube video, which I watched. and he was talking about how he really likes this and how it might be better than banning cheaters because it makes them mad and trolls them and all that. Okay, that's funny, and like I do take amusement in cheaters malding that their bullets aren't doing any damage, but okay, I'm also not 13 years old. I don't care about trolling cheaters. I want them fucking out of the game. Just get them out. Because now my lobby is filled with basically bots who are incapable of doing damage. I want to play against real players, not cheaters who can't kill me. That's not fun. I want to play against real people. If you're cheating, just get out of the game. And if Ricochet is able to detect you in real time, which it seems like it is, then it should just ban them in real time. I don't understand why it wouldn't. Now, what also this could mean is that Ricochet is detecting something is weird, but since they can't confirm you're cheating, they don't want to ban you outright. They're just going to nerf you until an actual dev can review the detection by Ricochet and then take further action later. Which I guess would be fair. I guess maybe that's fine. But at that point, I would just have more faith in Ricochet, and I would rather they not require development oversight and just give Ricochet the authority to ban them on the spot if they detect,
ban him, Rico.
If they detect the amount of accuracy needed to instantiate this damage nerf or whatever. What do you think about all that, Tanner?
Well, first thing, I know some people may be thinking about this. Someone already said it in chat. Oh, how do you know this guy was cheating? He had default calling card, default operator skin, and he was a level 14. So it was definitely 100% a cheater. It wasn't just some weird hit reg issue or bug or something like that. This was 100% a cheater. But yeah, for what you're saying, I don't get it either, how it can't just ban them right away. It really doesn't make any sense to me. And the other thing is it's not technically detecting the accuracy in real time because it starts like their first bullet doesn't do anything. Yeah,
you're right, actually.
So it's been detected before that at some point. So like at what point does it detect it and then it just keep doing it after that? So it's like maybe this guy already got, I can't tell from this clip how many people are left. Or from this little screenshot that I'm looking at. It looks like there's not too many people left. So maybe this guy's already gotten 20 kills that game with 95% accuracy. So they're like, oh, this guy's cheating. So then it just got to the point where your bullet stopped
regging. It's at the very beginning, 133 players left.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. So this is like
so it's like, when is this detecting and then causing their bullets to not do anything? True. Could it have been from like the prior game, the pre-game lobby? Did he already down one person and hit every single shot? And so it just did it. It kicked in right then. That's what's weird to me is because from his very first bullet, no damage was done.
Yeah.
So I have no idea how this detection works at all, but it's definitely obvious it's Ricochet doing something.
Yes.
And also this is the first time we've seen clips like this. We've now seen 2 of these in about a week's time. So this could be part of how Ricochet evolves over time, as they said that it will get better over time as more things are detected and more cheats come out and they're able to implement changes to combat those cheats. So maybe that's just what we're starting to see right now is a new thing that's just been recently added into Ricochet, because they're not going to tell us when changes are made to their anti-cheat software. We will never hear anything about Ricochet again other than, oh, there was a ban wave. So this could be just something new that just got implemented, actually.
True. Yeah. And exactly. So I'll also add, I'd rather they just get banned on the spot, but I would rather this than like nothing. So like, I'll take this. Don't get me wrong. This is better than before when the cheater would instead do full damage and instantly kill me. It's like, yeah, I'd prefer he just be banned on the spot, but if his bullets are going to do like 0.5 damage each, I'm cool with that too. That's fine. So like, this is a step in the right direction don't get me wrong on that. I'm just saying I'd prefer an outright ban, but also Tanner might be onto something in that this could just be, because Ricochet is still really new, guys. So they could just be doing experimental shit and kind of testing like, okay, does this work? Does that work? And for what purposes are they testing these things? We'll never know, like Tanner said. But we're going to see some more weird shit like this probably as they kind of hone in on refining their anti-cheat procedures. And that's what I think we're starting to see with this, which is super interesting. But Tanner's also right that what I was just saying about my theory was like, yeah, if you're shooting the same pixel on a character model a bunch, it'll just nerf you in real time. That can't be true, because if it was, the first bullet would have done way more damage.
Yeah.
Which it didn't. So yeah, Tanner's right. I don't know what's going on either. Yeah. I don't know. But
the other thought is,
go ahead.
How you're saying you would rather them just get banned. Honestly, this may seriously combat cheating better than instantly banning someone, because what's going to happen when they get instantly banned? They just log into their other account and they're right back on the game within 10 minutes. If their bullets aren't hitting, these fucking idiot cheaters may just keep playing for a couple hours and be like, dude, why are my bullets not working? And then they're back not aimbotting, actually slower than if they were just outright banned. I mean, that's not actually that crazy to think, really, because they're just right back on immediately anyway. So it doesn't matter if they get banned right away, because it's still a free to play game and they'll be right back on there. And there are still spoofers out there, so people can get around hardware ID bans and all of that. So
True.
I don't know.
Yeah, you might be right.
I don't think this is that. I think this is fine, honestly. Hey, maybe just stop banning people altogether.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. This is way better than nothing, so I'll absolutely take it. And you might be right. This actually might slow down cheaters more. So maybe it is better. I don't know. It is deeply amusing, though, watching them mauled. That clip of that Facebook fucking rat that streams, he just talks about his engine owning account and shit in the clip. And he's just losing his mind because he's just getting shit on by legitimate players. It's deeply amusing and satisfying to watch. Yeah. Real good clip. But yeah. And then, so another part of the industrial sized tub of worms that this opened is, this is essentially confirmation that the game can manipulate how much damage your bullets do. And there is a conspiracy theory that if you have like a really high KD or something, the game, as part of SBMM, will give your bullets slightly less damage than, or maybe slightly smaller multiplier ranges than it would give to an average or bad player, who would get more damage on their bullets or more generous, for example, headshot ranges on the body. So maybe an upper chest shot, if you have a 0.2 KD, will just give you headshot damage. But if you have a 2.2 KD, then you have to be like above the upper lip to get headshot multiplier or something. So the theory is, some people believe, if you're really good, there might be skill-based bullet damage. And then some people say skill-based hit reg. There could be skill-based hit reg, but this is not skill-based hit reg, because you can see Jowo getting hit. The hit reg for the cheater is fine. It's just the hit damage is nerfed. They're not nerfing his hit reg, because if they were, then Jowo wouldn't be taking any damage. He wouldn't be getting like aim punched or anything. Bullets would just be going through him. But so this isn't like this isn't an example of nerfing cheaters hit reg. It's nerfing their damage. But do you think there is something to this? Do you think there is skill-based bullet damage in Warzone? Because they are capable of it.
I don't know. So I just did a quick Google search because I wanted to find the skill-based hit reg thing everyone talks about, because it is a real patent that was filed by Activision. I have it pulled up right now on a government website, a U.S. patent website. It was filed by Activision Publishing in June of 2020, and there are numerous claims in here talking about a computer-implemented program that said performance metrics include kill death ratio, a score per minute, amount of time spent on objective, a player lane use, a use of abilities, an accuracy of weapon use, and then other things like that, talking about the actual pretty much how skill-based matchmaking works. So that's why everyone has this theory that skill-based hit reg is a thing, because it is, the way it's worded in this patent, it actually is a thing. But is that implemented in multiplayer and we see it in Warzone? Realistically, probably not. But There's never been any solid proof that it actually exists. No one has ever shown proof of it, so I don't know how it can exactly. But there's a lot of people out there that think this is a thing. I don't necessarily think it's true. No.
And something to keep in mind with this
super
patent,
black helicopters.
Yeah, it's extremely black helicopters. Something to keep in mind with this patent is like this is a patent filed by Activision. It's not filed by like Infinity Ward Development Studio. You know, it's filed by Activision, and Activision publishes a lot more games than just Call of Duty. A fuck ton of games, many of which you guys have never even heard of or played. So they have a lot of video games. The patent could be for single player too, which I've heard naysayers talk about. Like, yeah, they have this patent. They might not use it in any games, but if they do, it might just be for single player games. It might be if you play the campaign missions on the hardest difficulty, they make your hit reg worse or whatever. So it could be any number of things. Do I think it's in Call of Duty? I don't think so, but I wouldn't be terribly surprised if it was. That's my position. Activision has done scummier things than that. Well, that would be really scummy, so I don't know. But they've done plenty of other scummy things. But another thing, too, is like, I think even Activision realizes if you're going to have skill-based matchmaking, you don't also need skill-based hit reg on top of that. You know?
Yeah.
I don't think they would need to. I think if they wanted to do skill-based hit reg in Warzone or multiplayer, they would do that instead of skill-based matchmaking. I don't think they would have them both implemented at the same time. Because then it would be like if you're in a 1.65 rebirth lobby where everyone's really good, and then also every single person in the lobby's bullets like are inconsistent, that seems dumb. Like, I don't think they would do that. And then so then some people will be like, well, look, dude, I'm really good and I can tell that my hit reg is bad. I'm positive you're correct, but it's probably just because Activision servers are terrible. It's probably not because they're doing it on purpose to you and only you. I grant that we've all had bad hit reg before, where you know your reticle's right on the guy, you pull the trigger, and the bullet just goes through him. Hey, these servers are fucking 12 tick. That happens. Like, bad connections and shitty servers happen all the time in Call of Duty, especially in Warzone. So, have you had bad hit reg? Of course you have. We all have. But to go the step further and to say that Activision's doing that on purpose because you're good, I don't believe it. I would say I don't think that's true, but I wouldn't doubt it either. I think it's entirely possible, and I don't think it's outside of the realm of possibility. I think Activision would do it. I just don't happen to think that they would.
I just found this other one. I was on the patent website and I went to just another random patent because it talked about methods and systems for player matching. It was not the one that I found on Google. And it says computer implemented methods and systems for simulating a multiplayer game environment to allow players of different skill levels to concurrently play the same level of gaming session to encourage and incentivize team behavior to match players based on subjective variables such as likability and a general fun factor, and tailor gaming content based on the social group itself. And then, so that's kind of like what the title of this thing is. And then lower, it says, when a first player aims his weapon at a target, a parameter defining the tolerance for how accurate the player's aim must be to hit the target is modified based on the acquired skill level of a player. The computer assigns a tolerance for how accurate the player's aim must be to hit the target differently based on the skill level of the first player. A player having a higher skill level will be assigned a lower tolerance parameter and therefore will have to be more accurate in aiming in order to hit the target.
Yeah. Interesting. And what that means is, like, you guys remember when we talked about Cold War snipers and they had the most generous hitbox I've ever seen in a video game, where the final kill cam is some guy with a Pellington aiming actually 6 inches left of a dude's head, pulling the trigger, and then he gets a headshot. That's what a very high tolerance for hit registration would mean.
Yeah.
It means, fuck it, close enough, give it to him. Whereas a low tolerance would mean your reticle actually has to be on the guy. That's what that's referring to for anyone confused about that. That is an interesting little patent, though, Tanner.
This is all the way back from 2017, too.
Yeah.
So these have been out for years, but it's like, have we ever actually seen any of these? There's never been proof of it if it's been in since 2017, so.
But I'll also add that I agree, there hasn't been any definitive proof, but also this would be impossible to prove. Because how are you, as some guy, some YouTube detective, going to determine if you didn't get reg when you should have, and the cause of it is not the server, but instead, or your connection, or the other person's connection, but instead, or fucking hit comp, or lag comp, excuse me, but instead because of an algorithm. You literally can't prove that. Like, it'll never be proven. It's not something that can be proven. Unless we get fucking James O'Keefe of Project Veritas to hot mic Bobby Kotick or something talking about skill-based hit reg, which I don't see happening anytime soon. So, you know, it's one of those things where it's going to be very hard to ever get any confirmation on it. But I think if it was that egregious, it would be obvious, in the same way that skill-based matchmaking is so egregious that it's very obvious that it's real, even though we've never gotten confirmation on that either, you know?
Yeah.
That's where I stand. So any other thoughts on this, on all this shit?
Not really. I mean, honestly, I feel like it'd be really easy to do a test of this, but would it actually prove that it is because of the skill-based hit reg? Not really. No. I mean, couldn't you technically, from what this says, you could essentially go into a server with a 0.1 account and then a 5.0, shoot at a body standing still and see if the hit reg is different if you aren't aiming at the person or something. But it's like, it's obviously not that way because someone would have noticed that years ago and proven
someone's
that.
Probably tried that, exactly.
So that's why I don't think this probably is really a thing.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, true. So lots to think about, but interesting, very interesting nonetheless. And I am very curious about your guys' thoughts on literally all of that, because this is all open-ended. I'm not dead set on any of my opinions on this. I tentatively feel that way about the last 5 things I said. Like, you know, maybe Ricochet is doing this because they are waiting for dev approval to do the ban. Maybe they're doing it because it's a better way to combat cheaters. Maybe there are some variables I'm not taking into account that actually does make nerfing their damage better than just banning them outright. I don't know. And then maybe there is skill-based hit reg. Maybe there's some compelling arguments to be made that Tanner and I haven't heard. I don't know. If you have them, let us know. I would be very interested in that. So super crazy nonetheless, though.
This was also kind of brought up again like a couple weeks ago, because this one, I think is a Warzone pro, his name was like Flanked or something. He tweeted out that he played on a 0.3 account to check his accuracy. So he plays on the account for, 1 hour, and then he makes a tweet and he's like, dude, the difference in hit reg is absurd. He didn't do any actual testing. He loaded into another Warzone match and played, and is telling everyone that there's a huge difference in bullet registration based on his account. And then he tweets out one clip of him in the gulag getting a kill that he said he shouldn't have gotten a kill on, and that the bullets weren't hitting, but he won that gunfight because he was on a 0.3 account. So that's the science we're working with here.
That's the
Shit
caliber
like
of testing. Yeah, exactly.
Literally one clip. Yeah, it's like, okay, got it. Thanks, buddy. You don't think that someone like Ace or one of these guys wouldn't have figured this out? No.
What's that, Drifter? Is that his name?
Drifter, yeah. I think he does shit like that. Yeah, J-God, no. They would have figured this out back in Modern Warfare 2019 if this was the case, if it was obvious.
However, I will add, this conversation, if Ace or Drifter, I think those are the two real science guys, or maybe True Game Data too, although he's more about damage values and shit. But like Drifter, I would expect to be the first guy, because he's done it before, to really go balls deep and try and do as scientific. And I respect his videos on shit like this, because I watched his fucking actual study, literally peer reviewed by Ace, study on like SBMM a while back, and it was very interesting. I would not be surprised if he did a once over on skill-based hit reg or skill-based damage, and if he does, we will let you know, because I would be very curious to see what he finds out about this. And that's why this is kind of a cool conversation, because it opens the conversation, and all the community is now kind of looking at shit like this, and maybe some smart guys are going to get balls deep and try and test this shit, and then we can get at least more definitive answers, whether they are pro skill-based hit reg or anti skill-based hit reg. More info, more inquisition would be a good thing. So I'm excited about that.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Don't let a wild pube wreck you. Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and our sponsors at MANSCAPED are here for you with the best tools to get your balls ready for this massive occasion. This V-Day, it's time to join the 4 million men worldwide who trust MANSCAPED, the leaders in below-the-waist grooming, with our exclusive offer. Go to manscaped.com and use code DROPSHOT for 20% off plus free shipping. The holidays went by so quickly. Do you remember to take care of your package with the best tools for the job? The Performance Package 4.0 from Manscaped is just the thing every guy needs in their life to make each and every day a little more special. The number one product in this package is the Lawnmower 4.0. The electric trimmer is designed to cut hair on loose skin. Get this, the trimmer's advanced skin-safe technology reduces cuts and nicks on your delicate little balls. It even has a 4000K LED spotlight so you can shave anywhere your heart desires. Did I mention it's waterproof? Because it is. I'd like to propose making February 13th a national holiday as National Shave Your Balls Day. Who's with me? I think this is one holiday that men and women can get behind. This package also includes the Weed Whacker, the nose and ear hair trimmer to whack all of the worst of your weeds. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts, their Shed travel bag and anti-chafing boxer briefs to help keep your little boys stored comfortably. To complete this perfect package for your package are liquid formulations like the Crop Preserver, Ball Deodorant, and Crop Reviver Ball Toner. Start the day off with deodorant for your boys, then stay cool all day with a toner to keep feeling your best all day and night. These formulations will also have your balls smelling like a king on the big day. Don't forget to smell good not only around your balls but all over. Made with their signature scent, the Manscaped Refined Cologne will complement your collection with smell perfection. Manscaped created their product for a night just like this, and it'll make your Valentine's Day date say, wow, great set of little balls you have there. Go to manscaped.com for our exclusive offer, 20% off plus free shipping with the code DROPSHOT. Your balls and lady will thank you. Get 20% off and free shipping with code DROPSHOT at manscaped.com. That's 20% off, free shipping. Go to manscaped.com, use code DROPSHOT. Join Cupid and shoot your little arrow with Manscaped this Valentine's Day.
All right, so next, Tanner, I'm seeing something about DeLoreans here. What is this?
What
is this item? Yeah.
So everything we just said about how well Ricochet's working, they are back. Harry Potter is back in full force. We have flying cars once again. People seem to think this is the first time this is happening. I keep seeing people say, oh, dude, we have flying cars in Warzone now. This happened in Rebirth last year. We had flying dirt bikes. Or no, flying quads. Well, it was on... Rebirth was the one viral clip, but yeah. And it was flying over prison. And so what we have in Caldera again right now, there is a very popular video going around right now of this female streamer.
Oh, no.
She's getting beamed, and she's like behind this palm tree, and she's like, what is this a cheater? And she like peeks around the palm tree, and there is a fucking car 200 feet in the air driving with 2 cheating aimbotters standing on top of the car while the car's 200 feet in the air flying. Oh, I guess this clip is the guy. There's a different one I was watching too.
Yeah.
And they're standing on top of the car, aimbotting them. It is the funniest fucking thing you will ever see. And then you see the kill cam and they're just on top of this floating car, hundreds of feet up in the air, spin botting the entire lobby.
That's hilarious, dude.
So before we get any deeper, let's figure this out real quick. Ricochet can detect perfect accuracy on a cheater, can't detect a car floating in the air with someone standing on top of it, also having 100% accuracy.
Who's also cheating, yeah.
Got it. Who's also cheating, and there's two of them. Got it. Sweet kernel level anti-cheat.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
This was one of the funniest clips I've ever seen. The one with the girl was better. I didn't realize that article didn't have it in it, but holy fuck, man, it is fantastic. Just seeing this thing float and two guys. It'd be less funny if they were in the car. No, they're standing on top of that thing as it's flying around in the air. So fucking funny. What a great clip.
Yeah, that is pretty fantastic. So for those of you who are mad season 2 got delayed, there you go. Yeah. I'd rather season 2 come out a couple days later and not have to die to someone boating on top of a flying car 200 meters in the air. Thanks anyway.
Yeah. Holy shit. Kernel level, by the way. Real-time cheat detection, by the way.
Yeah. So that's fun and exciting. Very cute and amusing, but that would get old real fast if it was common. That's something I haven't seen yet, but you know, hopefully it'll get fixed before I do. Yeah. Indeed. So sick, man.
Yeah, cool.
All right, what do we got here next?
All right, next up, a little CDL talk here. I wanted to touch on this because I know we do have some CDL listeners, and this is a hot topic going around. So there's two guys that have been casting CDL for years, Maven and Merc. Maven has been doing it fucking forever. Merc is a former CDL pro turned caster, probably maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Maven's been doing it even longer. Maven's been casting Call of Duty, I'm pretty sure, for like 10 years or something. So he tweeted out a couple days ago, I genuinely don't know if I'll be involved in the CDL this year. The last 2 years have been frustrating. We had more staffing and budget than ever on the production side and felt we went backwards in so many ways. I fought battles internally and maybe that's what's hurting me now. I hope it gets figured out. I want to do this forever. COD is my life, blah, blah. Not sure what'll be happening next year. So then someone else in his comments is like, oh, he's just using this as leverage for his contract with the CDL, blah, blah. And then he says, I haven't even received an offer yet, but sure. So these are the two biggest casters in the CDL. There's more than two. There's like probably 6 others or something, but these are the main names in CDL. If you've ever cared about competitive COD, you especially know the name Maven. And this just kind of goes to show you more than anything. The reason I cared about this is because it shows you what an absolute shit show the Call of Duty League is. A fucking disaster. The two most liked commentators by far in the Call of Duty League were not offered contracts, and this is a league that requires a $20 million plus buy-in for an organization, and he's out here saying we've had a bigger budget than ever and it's just a shit show on the inside. So again, abolish the Call of Duty League. What a fucking disaster. So then Merc says, something similar on Twitter. Competitive COD has been a staple in my life, blah, blah. We're in the dark. Not sure what's going on. They don't know if they're even getting offered contracts. The two biggest commentators in Call of Duty and don't even know if they're going to get a contract this year. It's just fucking crazy.
That is wild. I am curious, though, in what other ways did they go backwards? Like, we had more staffing and budget than ever on the production side, but still felt like we went backwards in so many ways. Yeah, I wonder what other issues they're like having over there.
It's probably just a bunch of internal problems. Yeah, I would love to know what all of them are. I don't know. Yeah. But it just kind of goes to show you this league and the way it's managed and everything is just a disaster. I mean, the CDL players are never happy with the rules. They've been bitching about Vanguard because I think their kickoff tournament is like next weekend. Fuck, maybe it's this weekend. I don't know. And they still, I guess they don't even know what their third game mode is that they're playing yet. Because usually it's like search, hardpoint, and a third game mode. They've done control in the past, and they've done capture the flag. They've done Dom even in Modern Warfare, I think. And they don't have a third game mode yet. So they may be playing CDL this year with only, I guess it'd be hardpoint and search or control and search. I'm not sure. This may have been fixed. I'm not too positive, but I know like a week ago, they were all saying we don't even know what the third game mode is this year. So
already, yeah.
This massive league ran by Activision, and it's obviously just a clusterfuck. You see all of them bitching about this. And whenever any of these pros say anything negative about the CDL also, or the orgs, the Call of Duty League fines them. Some of these players were fined like 3, 4, 5 times last year for saying shit about the league. Like making one tweet. I remember there's something I think Scump said in MW maybe.
It was MW, yeah. And
he even said in the tweet, he said, "Don't care, I'm going to get fined 10,000 for this. This is a fucking joke, blah, blah." Sure enough, they fined him for it. But it's just, it's just another Activision disaster is what the Call of Duty League is.
Absolutely. So, yeah. Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is just... I wish I knew... Like, Tanner and I, for those of you listening, if you're new here, maybe you don't know this, we don't really give a shit about the CDL. We don't really care that much. I mean, this is a podcast for players of the game by players of the game. I like to play Call of Duty. I don't care too much about the CDL. It doesn't matter to me very much.
Yeah, same.
And it never will. And we're like, we're above average players, and we want to make content to make everyone the best player they can be, but not in CDL. That's not what we do. So we just want to make people better at playing the game, it's CDL or not, I guess. But so I don't know what these issues are, and maybe that's not even public. Maybe he's just saying it's a disaster in here, guys, help me. But no one knows what is actually going on. I don't know. But this is just one of many examples of the incompetence of Activision. And it is kind of surprising that even with one of their biggest revenue streams, CDL, they are dropping the ball. But when you take into account that their main revenue stream is no longer ad money from running the CDL, and it's microtransactions and store bundles, it becomes less surprising. Activision's going to focus most of their time and energy and do most of their due diligence on those things which are getting them the most money, which makes sense. Maybe once that was the CDL and Mountain Dew paying them out of the nose to sponsor for the CDL, so the CDL was ran really well. I would venture to say that is no longer true. They almost certainly make more money now on just conversions of microtransactions for their free-to-play game, which is Warzone. And if that is the case, then it is not a surprise to me that a dogshit company like Activision would let CDL slide. And if Maven is saying it's a disaster, guess what? It's a disaster. He would know more than literally
He's been
anyone.
working with them for years. Yeah, he would definitely know. He was like an OG caster back when Courage, the YouTuber / YouTube streamer, was casting way back in the day. So he's been around forever. He's like the face of competitive CDL on the casting side. So it's a little crazy. You know who is known for their good competitive leagues? Microsoft, Xbox,
True.
Halo. Remember we had talked about this like 3-4 weeks ago. The head of Halo competitive went on that Call of Duty podcast that's ran that competitive podcast, which is ran by Zuma, I think his name is. It's called like The Flank or something.
Okay.
The head of competitive Halo went on to talk about that. When have you ever seen anyone from Activision go on anything like that? You never would, and you never will. And that's what I said back then. So, maybe if Microsoft was involved, maybe the CDL would get better. I don't know. True. Yeah. And maybe, I don't know. Maybe that'll happen, but we'll get into it. We'll get there in a second. But yeah, that does tie in. Is there anything else here? This Merc tweet. No, not with that. Okay. All right. Got it. So yeah. So then let's move on. What do we got here next? Next up, Activision has filed a request in a California court asking them to subpoena Twitter, Reddit names for the people who apparently, of course, they're Redditors. To identify the real identity of those who own the engine-owning website. This was just kind of confusing to me because there was already the lawsuit, and I thought it named them all by name. Who were all those people listed that had real names? There was like 10 of them, and they claimed something to do with engine owning. So I don't know what that means. But anyway, so they're trying to figure out who the real owners are. thought they knew. Guess not. But so we'll see how that plays out. Again, this will be a long process, and then Janoning we'll be talking about this for months still. So
yeah, 100%. Yeah. So yeah, they're still working. Maybe what happened was they subpoenaed who they thought were the owners, and then upon subpoenaing them, they did a deposition, and then they learned, like, look, I don't own engine owning. You might have thought I did. Maybe it says I do, but fake I actually names. Don't.
They're all using fake identities.
I don't know, whatever is going on. But he's like, I just fucking coded for them. I'm not the owner. If they wrote that down,
that could be it too.
So yeah, that could be it. I don't know, but that is weird. But either way, I'm glad they're continuing to pursue it. That is very good, and we will take it. Also, in terms of Call of Duty, Activision troubles, and fun and exciting developments. As of January 17th, and I still think even as of now,
yes.
Per the Washington Post, Raven QA testers, quality assurance testers, remain on strike for the 7th week in a row with no communication from leadership on meeting their demands. And hey,
of course not.
Of course not. Yeah, guess what we told you? Their demands probably won't be met. They will probably either be fired and replaced with haste, or because it can't be that hard to be a QA tester for a Call of Duty game. I mean, we've seen the kind of work that they expect from their employees, and it's not much. So they could be replaced, lickety split. So
surprised they haven't already, honestly.
So no communication yet, no demands met by Activision of these people on strike. Totally unsurprised. And that's, I continue this trend to continue, I guess. Yeah.
Yep.
So
cool.
Yeah, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Oh no, that's that's definitely the only reason the game's buggy right now. Because the game was perfect when we had QA testers, so that's good.
Yeah.
That explains the bugs in the game.
Oh yeah, here's a fun I'm glad you added this. Charlie Intel, Keshov, friend of the pod, sort of. I like Keshov. He needs to hire better writers, though, and think more deeply about some of these tweets, like this one. On the 17th, all of Raven's QA is on strike, which is 30 employees, plus 70 more employees at Activision's Minnesota and Texas QA offices. It's not every QA tester, but when Raven's QA, the team that works on Warzone primarily, is on strike, it's no wonder why the game has bugs right now. And yeah, exactly. We've already talked about this, but I'm going to shame Charlie Intel. I'll take that opportunity every time because it's fun. I like Charlie Intel, though. I like Keshov. He means well. Hey, the game's literally always been buggy. Like, there have been very few times where Warzone was not, like, pretty buggy. And it's usually, like, a week before a new season drops where they finally get everything figured out, and then they release a new content patch, and then there's a million other bugs. The game's always fucking buggy. I think it would be exactly as buggy if there were QA teams right now.
I don't think that it has any difference. I 100% agree with you. Yeah, actually. But got it. That explains all the bugs, right? I mean, we've said how many times when an update comes out, every single time since Warzone was released, an update causes more issues than it fixes.
Yes.
They'll fix one major bug and then like, oh, cool. They'll fix the demi polygon bug and then they'll break 4 other things. So it's always been this way. Let's just stop pretending the QA testers are the reason the game's in a shit state. Just stop.
Exactly. Indeed.
Got it.
So now
we fight in the good fight, though, right?
Yeah, sure. We are moving on to the big news story of the week, which is genuinely shocking. And as a quick aside, the fact that no one knew this was coming is very surprising to me when you keep in mind all of the leaks we do get. And it really makes me wonder, is every leak like fine with Activision? Because if they could keep this under wraps, 0 leaks happened about this, right?
There was some insider trading, though.
And wait, what?
There was some insider trading on it. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's just a rumor that on Friday, like the day before this was announced or something, 2 days before, someone bought over $1 million in Activision shares. So people are like, that's 100% insider trading.
Wow, that's very interesting. But anyways,
yeah.
So we'll get into that. But yeah, it just, the fact that this story hadn't leaked before it went public is it makes me wonder about all these leaks that do come out, if Activision's like fine with them or something. Probably not, because there's probably different levels of classification. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is this. The big story of the week is this. Microsoft. You know them. They make...
I've heard of them.
Operating systems. One of the largest companies on Earth. Microsoft is the Sony to the Xbox, PlayStation. I'll edit that out. Microsoft owns Xbox, for example. They also own Windows. They're a giant tech company. They have purchased Activision Blizzard. Not just a dev studio. They have purchased the publisher, Activision Blizzard, Activision, for $70 billion. The dotted line has been signed. The transaction is moving forward, sort of. Xbox now officially owns Call of Duty, Overwatch, and more, is what Charlie Intel said. I don't think that's true yet, but they're going to. And Xbox is not who owns it. It's Microsoft who owns Xbox and now will also own Call of Duty, Overwatch, every Activision published game. Until the transaction is closed, Activision Blizzard and Microsoft will be independent, and after, all of Activision will be owned by Microsoft. And maybe they will put it under the Xbox umbrella, but that's a distinction largely without a difference.
Yeah, like the names changing and everything, you mean, kind of? Or would it just stay the same? Yeah.
Like whether or not Activision's owned by Xbox or Microsoft, on paper, doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
That's all I mean.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it would make sense for them to just put them under Xbox, since that's like their gaming division. But this is fucking massive. And it has a ton of implications, which we're going to get into. The MLG, for example, which stands for Major League Gaming. This was, I think, the first big like esport organization ever, and it's been run fairly well as far as
consoles mostly, on
console mostly, and it's been run fairly well as far as I know. I wouldn't know the most about that. I'm not a big MLG esports guy, but still, it was the first, and it will now absolutely be the biggest, if it wasn't already the biggest before. PlayStation exclusivity, where PlayStation gets dog shit game modes for a year. That's probably done for Call of Duty titles, since Call of Duty is an Activision game. Will Call of Duty be on Game Pass? Will Call of Duty even remain cross-platform? This introduces a absolute metric fuck and ton of questions. But the deal is going through. We will soon see Microsoft owning Activision, which is a giant news story. And Twitter, the timeline's on fire. Let's put it that way. A lot of questions. What are your thoughts on all of this shit, Tanner?
I mean, it's huge and surprising. I'm not going to act like I know what this is going to change or what it means, honestly, because I don't know. I think it's too early to tell, but I mean, it's such a crazy amount of money, $70 billion to purchase this. It's just fucking outrageous.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And it's funny too, because wasn't like a month ago, the Xbox CEO was saying shit about Activision and how Bobby Kotick was treating employees and whatnot, and how they need to do better. And literally during that, they were in the process of buying them, and he knew that at the time. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Did you mention MLG anywhere here?
No.
Okay, because I want to talk about that, but go on. Sorry.
No. Yeah, you can continue.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, there are a ton of implications for this. So the exclusivity situation, whether we're going to get off of PlayStation or whatever, that is mentioned. So we'll get into that. What else? Oh my God, what else? And then MLG thing. And then maybe something else. It might come to me. But right now I want to take the opportunity to talk about this. MLG. So before that, what is the reputation of Xbox and Microsoft in the gaming world? So what I'm asking is, we have some companies that are that have, again, reputations. And they are almost always earned reputations. So for example, when you think of BioWare Corporation, you think of like really solid development studio. They make very good RPGs very consistently. That's the reputation they have. They have a good reputation. You think of Rockstar. That's a publisher and a developer, I think. I think Rockstar games I think Rockstar's their own publisher, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Maybe not, but whatever. Rockstar, the developer or publisher or both, they have a sterling reputation for being like really good. They don't leak shit ever, and they make very thorough, good games. And then you have the other side of the equation. EA Games, for example, Electronic Arts, probably has the worst reputation in all of video games.
Terrible reputation, yeah. Fuck like, EA.
Really bad reputation. And again, earned reputation. And then you also have like DICE, which has a very sketchy
DICE
reputation.
is under EA, yeah.
Yeah, they are. So they're less to blame than the publisher.
Rep, yeah.
But yeah, that's yeah, exactly. And then you have
Ubisoft.
Activision.
Who are they owned by? Are they their own thing?
Ubisoft,
because they have a shit reputation too.
I don't know if they're a publisher. I think they are, because they make like Assassin's Creed, right? That's Ubisoft.
Rainbow Six Siege, all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Far Cry. So I guess they are a publisher. Yeah. So they don't have a parent company. Studio, they are the parent company.
Okay. Got it. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah.
Shit reputation is what I'm trying to get at.
Yes. So, and then you get to Activision, which has pretty shit reputation overall. Not as bad as EA, but we're getting close, right? We're getting close. So, but then Activision also does have some like pretty well-made games, like Overwatch, pretty good, I guess. I don't know. I don't play Overwatch, but people seem to like it or something. It seems to have some competitive integrity is what I'm trying to get at. But Microsoft, I don't really know what their reputation is. I don't know. Like, when I think of Microsoft and gaming, what I think of is number one, the Xbox, and that's a console, and it works well, and people play on Xboxes. And the games that are on Xbox are by and large on other systems also. So whether the games are good or bad, it depends on the developer of the individual game, not necessarily on the console. But there are Xbox exclusive games. Ugh.
Jesus
Giant
Christ.
tonsil stone. One of which, sorry that probably sounded gross. One of which is Halo. And Halo has a great reputation. And that is an Xbox exclusive game. It wasn't developed by Microsoft. It was developed by, actually, I think it was originally Bungie, and then like 343, which I think is like a Microsoft, I don't know, whatever. But Halo's an Xbox exclusive game. And in general, Halo's like very well regarded and very popular and highly received. Are you familiar with Microsoft's video game or reputation in general, maybe with respect to operating systems and all the other shit they do? What is your impression of their reputation?
And I was worried you were going to lead up to that and ask me what their reputation is, like what they're known for, and I was going to say I have no fucking clue, because I don't. I feel like they just don't have a reputation at all. Not good and not bad. I don't know. I mean, I use their product every single day. I use a personal computing device with Windows on it, which is owned by Microsoft.
Yeah.
Could it be better? I don't know. I don't know how to make an operating system. I'm sure it could. Is it terrible? No. It works, and I can use my computer. So that's what I know about Microsoft. Those are my thoughts on them, is they make Windows and it works.
Yes. So So either I'm just ignorant of Microsoft and all the terrible shit they've done, which I don't think is true, or whatever their reputation may be, it's better than Activision's. So my first thought is, hey, this might be pretty good. Things might work out pretty well. And there was some fiery discussion in our Discord about this acquisition that is underway. And some people were saying like, well, Microsoft, being a like computer company, has some really sophisticated machine learning algorithms. They have access to way more servers than Activision does. They'll acquire Activision servers on top of the ones they already own. Other infrastructure things with respect to connections, peer-to-peer, again, their own servers, which is obviously preferable. Maybe we'll see higher tick rate servers now. And their access to data is undoubtedly greater than Activision's access to data. Because Activision's got a lot of users, Microsoft has more. And also, whatever users Microsoft did not have that Activision had, they will now. So Microsoft is going to have access to a lot of data, especially once this is done. Will they
they're going to sniff the shit out of our kernels.
Yes, they will. And is this going to lead to maybe some invasion of privacy shit, or some other violations of my civil rights? Maybe, but if that makes an anti-cheat better, trample all over my civil rights. As long as someone's not aimbotting me in Warzone, I don't care.
I wonder what Alex Jones is saying about this.
Well, he's pissed. He's furious at me. Yeah, he's gonna. Yeah, he thinks I'm a New World Order shill. But I think this could mean a lot of good things potentially, but it could also maybe lead to some bad things potentially. So I don't know how I feel about this, but I think Activision has done so many things so badly that I would let almost anyone else give it a shot. Because can it really get worse than Activision? I don't know. As long as Electronic Arts doesn't buy them, I think it's probably maybe a change for the better. But there are so many questions that I can't say that for certain now, you know?
So that was a rumor that came out like today or yesterday that EA was also in talks trying to buy Activision. I have trouble believing EA would be able to afford all of Activision. I mean, I know they're a huge
fuck ton of money.
That's true. I know EA is a massive company, but I mean, nowhere close to what Microsoft is. There's no fucking way.
Yeah, definitely not.
But that would have been, I mean, that would have absolutely ruined COD forever if EA had bought Activision.
Yeah.
So I would rather it be Microsoft for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So are you optimistic? Do you think all the crazy... Because Microsoft just has more resources than Activision. And even if they don't, well, of course they do. They bought them. But
yeah,
even if that weren't true, they're going to acquire all of Activision's resources plus what they currently have. So they're going to, whatever it looks like now, Microsoft will have more resources by the time this is done than Activision currently has access to. Do you think that will lead to more scummy behavior and better ways to microtransact, and that's it? Or do you think it'll also be like or do you think it'll lead to even stronger SBMM because they'll be better at it? Or do you think it'll lead to like better connections? Or do you think it'll be both? Or do you not have any idea?
I think honestly, people are kind of blowing this up to be something it's not. I don't think as players of Call of Duty, we will see any change to anything in not for probably 4 years. I don't think we even need to think about this.
Bundle?
Yeah, maybe actually.
Yeah.
There's been people talking about Call of Duty and Halo tournaments coming back together and being like under the same LAN tournament.
Like both MLG.
I guess they've done that in the past. Yeah, like at the same LAN event, you have both games going on. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't think as players we're going to see anything change from this at all for 4 or 5 years anyways.
Yeah.
And I think what we do see change will be very minimal. I think the changes will probably be internally if anything, where maybe the workers are happier than they were under Bobby Kotick. Because as we see from this Xbox gaming leadership team, there are more females on there than males. So, you know, they're going to love that.
Men are pigs.
They also listed out their pronouns on there. So they're, you know, all the Activision employees are going to love that as well. So maybe we'll see a better culture for them internally, which will result in them being more happy. Will that result in them producing a better video game? Probably not, unless Microsoft, you know, ties them to their desk and makes them actually play their own video game. Then we can see some changes. But realistically, what do I think is going to change with Call of Duty from this? Nothing. Not for a long time, if anything.
Yeah.
I think it's just one big company with way too much money buying another company, because Bobby K knew he needed to get out of there. And he said, let's sell this bitch. I want to retire. I want a big check. I want to get out of here. I want to buy a few more islands. Someone buy this shit company. And that's what they did. And I don't think we'll see any realistic changes for years from any of this as a consumer.
I think as a consumer, this will be largely uneventful, and Call of Duty games will continue to come out every year, and not much is going to change from your perspective. The only things I could see impacting the consumer a lot are the PlayStation exclusivity deals where they get extra custom classes and extra game modes. That shit will 100% be done.
Yeah.
Is that big of a deal? Of course not. So I don't really care about that. That doesn't matter that much as a consumer, but that would be something you would absolutely notice. Another thing could be, are they going to put Call of Duty on Game Pass? Game Pass is like an Xbox thing or a Microsoft thing. And if they do, then you'd be required to be like a Game Pass user to play maybe Warzone, maybe multiplayer, maybe the campaign. That would be a very big deal for the consumer. Or do they stop producing Call of Duties for PlayStation? Do they make it Windows and Xbox exclusive? That is possible. If they think it would make them more money, they would. And that would be a very big deal for the consumer. But in terms of how you shoot your gun in game, this isn't gonna, no one's gonna notice. But those are open questions, you know?
Well, okay. So since you brought that up, we'll talk about those now. It is confirmed they are not stopping production for Sony. Phil Spencer, who is the CEO of Xbox, actually just said 30 minutes ago, had good calls this week with leaders at Sony. I confirmed our intent to honor all existing agreements upon all existing agreements upon acquisition of Activision Blizzard and our desire to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. Sony is an important part of our industry and we value that relationship. So it also more confirms that the deal they already had with Activision. So in 5-6 years, when that deal maybe expires, could they potentially remove it from PlayStation? They could. I don't think they are, but you never know. And on top of that, also, they did already confirmed that once this deal closes, the company will start adding Activision Blizzard games to Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass. I don't think PC Game Pass is a thing right now, is it? Did that confirm something new's coming? I don't think it's been a thing. Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't really know anything about Game Pass, but I know a shitload of people care about that, I guess. So, oh wait, maybe there is, because there probably
is, because that would have been.
I think I'm thinking of EA Game Pass, actually. Well, it was. This was like one of Charlie and Tell's most liked tweets about this whole thing, was talking about Game Pass. Oh, okay. So maybe PC Game Pass is a new thing.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, just buy a goddamn game if you want it. That's.
I mean, position. What do you? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's stupid. Don't care. I play free games anyways, but yeah. So regarding it leaving Sony platforms, it's not going to happen in the near future for sure.
Yeah, I don't think it will. I would need more. Like, I don't know enough to say what would make them more money, but they will do their due diligence. And I think leaving it on PlayStation, at least like Tanner said, for the next 5 years isn't going to happen. You know? So, or taking it off PlayStation, you know.
There's been so many like crazy theories and rumors going around Twitter, though. There was this tweet that some guy said he had insider info, and I saw some people I follow that got baited by this and they retweeted this. It was the most ridiculous fucking shit. Like, Microsoft is going to remove skill-based matchmaking from COD. COD is going to switch to a 3-year life cycle, and some people got baited by this. I'm like, are you fucking insane?
Yeah.
Are you stupid? I gotta just unfollow these people that retweeted that, actually, because it's just absurd. But so that's been one of the hot topics is, maybe COD's gonna move to a 2 to 3 year life cycle. Why? You know what the best selling video game of last year was, despite all of you guys talking shit about it? Call of Duty Vanguard, the #1 selling video game in 2021.
Yeah.
Of course they're not going to stop the yearly cycle. Are you insane? Yeah, let's buy a company for $70 million and then only release a game every 3 years instead of being the #1 most seller every year. Think for once in your dumb little shit life, buddies.
Yeah. Yeah, that is absurd. And another thing to keep in mind too is that, like, this is an acquisition and it's not an absorption. They're not, like, from what I can tell, and I think it would be dumb if they were to do this, which is why I don't think they will. They're not going to buy Activision Blizzard and then absorb them and dissolve that company. They're going to keep Activision Blizzard as a subsidiary company in the same way that Xbox is a subsidiary company to Microsoft. They're not going to just do away with the company and then take it over themselves. So they're going to keep a lot, but not all, which we'll get into, of the Activision Blizzard employees. They're going to keep a lot of the development studios that are currently under Activision. So, you know, Vundy, David Vonderhaar, author of the Vundy Bop, largely cringe poster and enemy of the pod largely, but his games are pretty good, I guess. Treyarch head developer, he's probably going to remain the head developer. And if he doesn't, it would be him leaving would be unrelated to this acquisition probably. So it's like, it's not like Activision is just going to just, like, stop being a thing and, like, a bunch of new people are going to take over and they're going to change the fucking life cycle. That's outrageous. Yeah, a lot of things are going to stay largely the same. The decision makers are going to largely remain the same. And the very, very big picture shit will change, like this Game Pass stuff. But with respect to how you being able to load in and shoot a gun, you're still going to be able to do that, man. Relax.
Yeah, you'll be able to fire your gun in the game.
Yeah, and SBMM is an Activision thing. Activision's not going away, so it's going to remain a thing. And I don't think, unless Microsoft saw a very strong incentive to completely remove it, they won't remove it. So, you know, yeah, a lot of these conspiracy theories are absurd. Yeah.
It's confirmed, dude. Microsoft owns Flight Simulator. They're buying Call of Duty. We're going to have jets in the next game. Holy shit. Jets are coming, man. It's been confirmed because Microsoft bought them. Oh my God. That's insane, dude. Okay, real talk. You know what the worst thing about all this is that I just remembered? I believe it was Salty Rhombus in the Discord reminded me of this yesterday. Guess who our favorite former Infinity Ward employee, guess who she went to work for a few months ago?
You son of a bitch, don't say it.
We're back with Ashton, baby. She's a community manager for Microsoft now. We're back, baby.
God damn it.
We're back with her. I hope she starts writing all the patch notes again for Warzone this year.
God damn it, man.
Fuck Raven and their patch notes telling us exactly what they changed. Give us Ashton back. Hey, we changed something with one of the assault rifles. I don't remember which one it was, but something changed with one of them. You guys can hopefully figure out. That's her patch note.
Yeah.
That's actually too many words for what she would have written. But yeah. So we're stuck with Ashton again. She's right back in there.
God damn it. Yeah. So yeah, there.
Oh, it's Ashton, enemy, the original OG enemy of the pod.
The first enemy #1. Public enemy #1 of the pod. Yeah, 100%. So yeah, there's a lot here, and everyone's speculating right now. It's speculation city. The only real confirmation we have is that tweet that Tanner just read about what the guy said, and the fact that the deal's happening. It's kind of all we really know. So we will learn more as the months roll on, but
yeah.
I wouldn't worry too much if you're just some guy that plays Call of Duty, which all of you are. So relax.
Yeah.
Although MLG, that's a thing that's owned by Microsoft. That seems to have it stands for the Major League Gaming organization. And that is the CDL of Halo. And those tournaments are, as far as I can tell, very highly regarded, highly respected. run smoothly and efficiently and well, and they're a big name for sure. And once Microsoft buys Activision, once that's all finalized, I would be very unsurprised if the CDL was abolished and it was absorbed into the MLG umbrella. Because I don't think there's like subsections of MLG. I don't think there's like an MLG Halo League. I think it's like there's an MLG Halo like division or something, but it's not like a different organization. It's all run by MLG. And I think CDL would probably be absorbed into that. So that would be a good thing, especially with how poorly CDL seems to be running right now. So that is something I think we can be excited about. And it would be cool if there was a LAN event where they scheduled it such that the Halo championships and the COD championships happened at the same time at the same venue on the same weekend. That would be fucking cool. And they would make a fuck ton more money because the sponsors would have to pay a lot more to advertise on that event. So that would be cool too, I think. The MLG absorbing the CDL, you know. I'd be on board with that.
Isn't MLG like dead now?
I didn't think so.
Is MLG even a thing anymore?
I believe it is.
They still have a website.
Thought of this because I thought of MLG tournaments 2020.
They have such a shit website. Holy cow.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, so they're in charge of Overwatch and like all that shit.
Oh,
right
they
now.
are really okay.
So they're already in charge of, I guess, some.
Well, they have a bunch of
Activision
COD
games.
stuff on here, but it's like,
Hearthstone.
I guess they're just streaming the shit. I don't know what's going on with MLG anymore.
Hold on. Is MLG okay? MLG company or whatever. I'm gonna see if they're actually owned by fucking who owns MLG. Okay, I don't know why I'm thinking. So Activision Blizzard does own MLG, not Microsoft. Why did I think...
Oh, they do? I didn't know either of them owned it.
I didn't know... Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I thought... Yeah, and this happened... Here's an article.
2016.
Yeah, okay, so my bad.
Oh, no wonder MLG's dead then. Activision bought him and killed him. That's what it is.
Okay, yeah.
That explains why I never heard about it anymore.
Maybe they used to or something. Okay, yeah.
I don't think MLG has ever really...
Mistake.
I think they've just always kind of been like a third-party tournament organizer, I believe. MLG used to always have just like the wagers and shit. Like, you know, you can just go on and find random tournaments against other people. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. But either way, it's going to Microsoft. So, yeah. But my entire point is gone now, so...
Well... Whatever the Halo competitive shit is very well viewed by competitive players. So regardless, Halo is an Xbox Microsoft thing. So I think there's still something there for that if they do integrate and, you know, like I said earlier, abolish the Call of Duty League because it's fucking horrendous.
So if the people who are in charge of the well-run Halo tournament scene take over the Call of Duty tournament scene and Hearthstone and all the other Activision titles, then those things will all be run better. Yeah. Which we can maybe expect to happen. So that would be good. In fact, we can expect that to happen because competitive shit gets the parent companies a lot of money. So they're going to have a very strong incentive to run those well, especially if they've shown that they're already capable of doing that. So that would be
You know what they need to do is make a K-BAM league. Make a professional keyboard and mouse league alongside the controller
sick,
one.
Dude.
I just wish they would fucking do it, man. That would... A lot of these guys would start... These insane Warzone players would just straight up switch to multiplayer, I think, and start forming these orgs and shit. That would be so entertaining for me to watch. I'm sorry. That's the reason I don't watch CDL. It's uninteresting to me. It's just boring watching. I don't know. Don't like it.
Yeah.
But that would be something exciting. I would be extremely interested in, and I would love to see them bring in. But
Yeah. But anyway, that's cool. Is there anything on this, Tanner? The FDIC shit?
I don't know. There's just a shitload here we're going to start going down and reading. I don't think...
Go ahead.
Okay.
I'll bring it up.
Let's see. Where were we at here? Let me get down to this. Okay, so company-wide email, Bobby Kotick sent this out a couple days ago, basically saying what's next, how long does this take? Transactions take a long time to complete until we receive all necessary regulatory approvals and other blah, blah shit. We expect this to be closing sometime in Microsoft's fiscal 2023 year, which ends in June of 2023. So this is going to be like a year-long process, a year and a half. So we will continue to operate completely autonomously, continue as our CEO with the same passion and enthusiasm I begin, blah, blah. That's pretty much it. So basically, this will take a year and a half before we see the completion of this transaction.
Yes. Yeah. So things are going to be very, very much the same. I think what'll happen is over this year, well, I don't know. I was going to say over this year, you'll start to see like some branding change. Like, you know, the BattleNet launcher will like have an Xbox logo somewhere like soon. But like nothing super sweeping will happen right away. But yeah, that makes sense though. I mean, if you're spending $70 billion, and this is something we were going to get into later, but I'm going to get into it now. And it was here, Tanner. Thank you. That what do they mean by get all the regulatory approvals and shit? Well, in the great United States, there are things called antitrust laws. And basically, it's like it is not allowing companies to merge or buy each other if they're too big, to make sure that there is competition in that sector or market. So for example, if what's a good example? If Verizon, the phone company, bought AT&T and T-Mobile and every other cell phone provider company, then they would be the only cell phone provider. And then they would be able to like raise the fuck out of their prices and price gouge every cell phone user because there's no competition for like a lower priced cell phone or cell phone plan or something. So then sometimes the United States government will say, so like a company will ask to buy another company, and then the United States government will say, no, this is getting too close to a monopoly. If this goes through, we're not letting you buy them. So this is one concern. And Charlie Intel tweeted this on the 18th. Multiple lawyers and analysts believe that the Microsoft Activision buyout will be a heated debate between Congress and the Department of Justice and Microsoft over monopolizing the industry. It is unclear how this will all play out, but it'll be a very interesting few months ahead. So when Bobby Kotick says it's going to take a while, part of the reason for that is to make sure that the DOJ signs in Congress allow the transaction to happen. They need to make sure that if Microsoft does buy Activision, there won't be too much of a monopoly in this particular sector. Now, I think the purchase is going to go through because there's still plenty of competition. Microsoft isn't even that big of a player. I mean, they are in video games, I guess, because they own Xbox.
They're just more of a massive tech company. They're not considered a gaming company, no.
Yeah, exactly. So I think this will still go through. There's still going to be plenty of competition. Tencent, there's going to be Sony, there's going to be Nintendo, which is a giant video game player. Sega, maybe. I don't think they do anything anymore. But there are still other like gigantic companies, and I don't think this is. If it was like Sony was trying to buy, or if it was Microsoft trying to buy Sony, then I could see an antitrust law kicking in and not letting it happen. But I think this will go through. So
yeah, and then this was also said today after we started the pod. U.S. Representative Jerry Nadler. Don't know who that is, but he already came out and said something. Activision Blizzard, already a gaming giant, has a pattern of bullying workers to evade accountability for rampant sexual misconduct. I expect this deal to be closely scrutinized to ensure that it won't harm American workers or competition. So there we go. That's kind of confirmation that another 78-year-old white guy from New York, it looks like, is going to be scrutinizing a video game company. Yeah.
Right,
so,
exactly.
There we go.
Yeah,
got
smile.
It. Doesn't know what Twitch is. He probably doesn't know what the internet is, really. Hey, Jerry, you ever been on the internet before? I know you're not tweeting that.
He's still got a rotary phone for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he looks like an old. Holy shit.
Is he old as fuck or what?
He's served 14 full terms. My God.
That's a lot of
Kick
terms.
these fucking guys out of here. Get him out.
Give us term limits in Congress. All right.
Jesus Christ.
So now we have a little excerpt from an article. Bobby Kotick will continue to serve as the CEO of Activision Blizzard, and he and his team will maintain their focus on driving efforts to further strengthen the company's culture and accelerate growth. Once the deal closes, the Activision Blizzard business will report to Phil Spencer, CEO of Microsoft Gaming. And then there's some quotes here, and I don't care about them. So I've been hearing conflicting reports on this, actually. Maybe Tanner can tell us more. I've heard that Bobby Kotick will remain CEO once the deal is finalized, and I've also heard that he will not remain the CEO once the deal is finalized. What is the latest? What's the breaking news, Tanner?
Yeah, there's kind of been some different talks, so let me get down to where it was next. Let me find out. There's a lot of shit here. Okay, so then later, the Wall Street Journal reported that Bobby Kotick, never mind, that's something else. Okay, the Wall Street Journal says their sources have told them Bobby Kotick will leave Activision Blizzard once the Microsoft deal closes. Again, that's a year off. And then right after that, also, Bobby Kotick declined to confirm the news from Wall Street Journal if he's leaving when the deal closes, but said he will always be available to ensure that we are going to have the very best integration. I wish he said seamless integration.
Oh, no.
Bobby, you missed. Come on, buddy.
That would
Come
have been
on, you know
so
better
amusing.
than that.
Yeah.
The seamless integration between
will this go
Microsoft and
better or
Activision
worse
Blizzard.
than the Cold War integration? That's a good question.
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah. So there we go. Who knows what'll happen? Yeah.
Honestly,
He's
I don't give
gone.
a shit either way. I don't think whether or not he's the CEO would matter much anymore because they won't be the parent company anymore. So if he's the CEO of some subsidiary company to Microsoft, he'll have a lot of power still. The CEO of Activision will still have a lot of say, but they'll have far less than they do now because they will have a more accountable, they'll have a more senior, they'll have a boss basically. Beyond the board of directors. So, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, and then on that too, according to Charlie Intel, if they want to get rid of him, basically, or buy him out of his contract, I don't know how exactly that works. It says it'll be a minimum $250 million payout to Bobby.
Yeah, so he's chilling.
So, maybe he's done. He's allegedly done enough sexual misconduct, allegedly had enough women killed. He'll take his $250 million and he'll just live happily.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So in light
and
of
he
this,
deserves it, right? He's a hard worker.
And that does not reflect the opinions of the Dropshot LLC, a limited liability corporation. We are open to being bought out for $70 billion, by the way. Microsoft, I know you're listening. We have a lot of influence. Buy us out. Sell it. We'll sell out.
Oh, we'll sell. Yeah, give us a number. We'll probably take it.
Yeah, any number.
I'll say $500, sure.
Sure, yeah. Fuck it. So following this news, Activision Blizzard stock price fucking skyrocketed. And on the 18th, it had gone up $23 in pre-market trading, which I totally know what that means. And the current stock price, in fact,
it's like 80.
Is fucking even higher than that. It's like 80.
76.
Yeah. So Activision stock just soaring after this news. And there was some maybe alleged insider trading. Do we have any more on that topic, Tanner?
No, I don't remember who said it, so I didn't want to quote. I don't think it was Charlie Intel or anything, but I wouldn't doubt it. When isn't insider trading involved in shit like this?
Can you imagine it's Bobby himself? He bought a million extra shares.
It probably was, yeah.
Yeah, so that's fun and exciting. But anyway, Activision's price went way up, so cool.
Yeah. And then, part of that, this is kind of all random. It was kind of as everything was going on, they were releasing news. So now we're getting back into relating to the stock price. Vanguard was officially the best-selling game in December, and it was the best-selling game of 2021. So it came out on November 5th? 4th?
And sold more
and it was the
every
best-selling video game that year. So that's pretty crazy. The top two games in 2021, Call of Duty Vanguard and Call of Duty Cold War.
That's crazy.
That is insane. Followed by Madden and then other games that don't matter. Battlefield 2042, number 5 bestseller. Now there's 2,000 concurrent players. My God. It's crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah, but anyways, that probably has something to do with their stock price too, is because all of that was announced as well. Yeah.
Pretty crazy stuff.
Yep.
And yeah, I was watching an interview Bobby Kotick had on, I believe it was Fox News. If not, it was some other news channel, whatever. And he was talking about like the metaverse. So Charlie Intel also tweeted, Microsoft CEO in a call this morning has said that this acquisition will also help build the future of metaverse for the company. Tanner wrote down this note under this tweet. I have no clue what the metaverse is, and I keep hearing about it, and also don't care and don't want to know. So if you know what it is, I don't care. Don't tell me.
Yeah, don't try to explain it to me. Don't tag me in Discord and say this is what it is. Don't link me. Don't say anything in Twitch chat. Don't fucking care what it is, and I do not want to know what the metaverse is. Stop.
So, yeah, all I know about the metaverse is that Mark Zuckerberg thinks we're going to like live in pods and buy virtual real estate and pretend we're living in a loft in New York via VR or something, and that's the metaverse. I have no fucking idea how that relates to this merger or acquisition, rather.
That is so much worse than anything I could have imagined.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So
I want to delete that from my brain. Holy shit, man.
So
of
I don't
course
know
it's
what
Mark
the
Zuckerberg. Got it.
That lizard. So I have no idea what the fuck this all means with respect to the metaverse. I don't get it. Because Bobby was talking about it too in that interview I watched, and that he just mentioned it like he was talking about like bicycles, like everyone knows what that is. Like, oh yeah, and then this is going to mean a lot for our position in the metaverse. Huh? What? What does that mean? It might just mean like the internet presence or something, or like presence online, kind of influence online. I don't know. I don't know
what I do know about is the Marvel multiverse. Know all about that. Just watch the new Spider-Man movie.
And we will absolutely edit that out. So, anyways, what do we have here? Move on, Tanner.
Let's see where we were at. A lot of this we kind of already talked about. Another, quote from Phil Spencer. I'll just say to players out there who are playing Activision games on Sony's platform, it's not our intent to pull communities away from that platform, and we remain committed to that. And he essentially confirmed that this morning. This is a big one, actually. This may be the biggest for the consumer. Microsoft will also own Battle.net going forward once the deal closes. Battle.net will be a much better program owned by Microsoft without a doubt.
Better download speeds.
Well, not even that. Battle.net is just a shit program. I mean, it's the only thing worse than Battle.net is probably Ubisoft's launcher, which is Uplay. Again, Ubisoft, the one of the worst companies. So this is good that an actual tech company, Microsoft, will own Battle.net. We're going to see some major upgrades there. That'll be fantastic. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
It'll probably just be something integrated with Windows, honestly.
They will
Windows like
Microsoft
Game Store. It'll probably just be in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I bet that's what'll happen. Battle.net will just eventually go away in a few years, and it'll all be like that.
Yeah.
So that'll be big. That'll be a much better platform for sure.
That'll be cool. Yeah, for sure. So everything else here, I think we've talked about. Let's see. Yep, we hit that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wall Street Journal reported Kotick would make $390 million once the Microsoft deal is done, as Kotick currently owns 39.5 million shares of Activision Blizzard. Yikes. Pretty nice.
That is a large amount of shares. Yeah. Give me a few of those, Bobby.
Give me 1 million of those, yeah.
Well, I admit a few shares.
Give me a million shares.
Yeah, that too.
Or dollars.
Another thing, Wall Street Journal says Microsoft CEO approached Activision in November about the deal. This was pretty fast moving. So he approached them in November. They already came to a deal. We see the progress that they're making, and it was pretty fundamental to us deciding to go forward here. Saying so, Phil Spencer actually thinks Bobby was making progress with all this shit he was saying about how the company's being better. He's not allegedly having secretaries murdered, stuff like that. Right. So that's good that you think that, Phil. Happy for you, bud.
We'll see if he actually thinks it.
Yeah,
I mean, buy it.
Yeah, I would imagine he's just in it for the money. He doesn't care about the employees. So, clip this now. In 5 years, Phil Spencer will be the devil. He'll be the Bobby Kotick. Everyone will hate him as well. That's just how it works. No one ever likes the CEO, so just wait. We'll see that soon. And I think that's about it.
That is about it. So, a little covering that was pretty, we were pretty kind of like all over the place there, but we hope you forgive us. It's a fairly new story, a lot of developments. We even covered breaking news that just came out mid-pod. So we're doing our best, but big, giant, massive story. We will absolutely be talking more about it as more news about it comes out. But I think the biggest thing to keep in mind is that, again, Phil Spencer said they don't want to pull people away from PlayStation. So if you bought a PS5, you are safe for at least quite a few more years. And so I wouldn't worry too much about not being able to play Call of Duty on your PlayStation anymore. That may never be relevant, and if it is, it won't be for at least a couple years. So there's number one. And then with respect to everything else, as just some guy who plays the games, I don't think this should matter too much to you. If anything, I'm optimistic largely about what this means, because Call of Duty will have access to even more resources than they do now, and they'll have way more infrastructure, better servers, more servers, hopefully. Well, more servers, definitely. Better servers, hopefully. And this will be, I think, pretty fun. Largely, again, will go unnoticed, honestly. So,
yeah, another thought I just had. Honestly, I think the consumers who will benefit the most from this will probably be people that play on PC. If Microsoft is involved in any of this at all, I'm sure we'll eventually see much better improvements to like the actual performance of the video game, again, being on their platform, Windows, and Battle.net and all of that stuff. That'll be the biggest thing.
And that's going to become, that's a great point. And that's going to become even more relevant as more and more proportion of gamers get off of console and go to computer, which is what we're already seeing a lot of. I think there are more PC gamers now than ever before in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Because people are just like, I'll just plug in my controller to a way better gaming machine, get all the benefits and all the comfort I have on controller already, and then also get more frame rate, faster boot times, more FOV, etc. And as more people continue to move to gaming computers, being owned by a tech computer giant like Microsoft will be good for an ever-growing proportion of the Call of Duty player base. So that is a really good point. That is a good thing to see, too. I think that is a lot of upside there, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, so we'll have FOV slider on Warzone confirmed in about 3 years.
Yeah.
For consoles, yeah.
Something like that. So that was a joke for any of you. Don't quote that. All right. That's it, boys and girls. We hope you enjoyed. As we said, a lot of news today. Not much in the way of patches. But next week, we'll have patches that'll hopefully just be, honestly, a lot of bug fixes. Don't expect anything exciting until Season 2. It's that simple. Level 9. So until then, we urge you to remember Saturday the 22nd, 12 p.m., Warzone Roundtable, thedropshot.com/live. Be there. And then Saturday the 29th of January at a time, thedropshot.com/live. Giant, massive 200 episode celebration. We have almost a dozen announcements relating to the program to make. Actually, a lot of big sweeping changes. It is Call of Duty, the Dropshot of Call of Duty podcast, Season 3 patch day, is going to be on January 29th at a time for the podcast. And we have extra special goodies planned for those of you who are here live. So please take the day off work. We'll announce a time soon. And when you are there, we should figure that out before the roundtable, by the way.
We'll figure it out. Yeah.
And it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to rival episode 101, our 1 year anniversary. So be there live. It's going to be a good time. And last but certainly not least, patreon.com/thedropshot is the best way to support the show. A lot of bonus episodes, a new bonus episode coming out the 21st at 3 a.m. Pacific time. And we have even more content planned for February and beyond, which we will announce on January 29th for our 200 episode celebration. Boys and girls, that is it. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. Have an excellent evening, of course. And as always, remember, stay humble.
Stay humble.